Retro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, TV and film, music, sports, pop culture, anything dope from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I'm your host, Tug. Will's normally right here, but my guy is currently on his way back from Orlando. If you listened to the last pod, you know we went on a big old family vacation to Universal's Epic Universe. And he is still on his way home. I got home on, what's today? Right now I'm doing this on Sunday. I got home on actual Friday. My wife was like, let's bounce out a day early. And you know, we were ready. You know how it is when you're on a vacation. Towards the end of it, you're ready to go. So we left middle of the night, made it home Friday afternoon. It was great, y'all. And on the next episode, coming up next week, you'll get a full in-depth review of what we thought about Universal Epic World. There's highs and lows. There's highs and lows, baby. So, yeah, this is a throwback episode we're going to hit you with. You know, I always like to give y'all that intro, though. Don't want to leave you hanging on that Monday morning. This podcast, as always, is brought to you by Salty Water, y'all. And I know they appreciate everybody tagging them on Instagram, on all the socials, taking the pictures with the product, putting the word out about Salty Water. You know, this has just become such a big part of my family now. My kids all the time are asking for the Salty Water, and they're going through it so quick, you know. So there's like sometimes we don't have it. We don't have any in the fridge until the next shipment comes. So it's funny. They're like, did it come today? And they know when they see that big box on the porch, they're like, there it is. So shout out to our sponsors, man. If y'all don't know about this Salty Water, y'all, I suggest you give it a shot. I mean, it's an electrolyte drink. It's got B vitamins, sodium, potassium, magnesium, taurine, zinc. There's no sugar, no caffeine, no carbohydrates, no gluten, and no dyes. And it's hitting a spot right now in that summer heat. Like I said, the whole family got the in-laws drinking it and everything. Give it a shot, y'all. Like I said, I really appreciate all the listeners of the podcast showing love. And I know Salty Water does too. And Salty Water trivia coming up on the next episode, y'all, next week. So yeah, man, let's just a couple quick notes for you. This episode that I'm going to play for you guys is episode 31. Couple notes. It's the first time. If it's not the first time, it's one of the first times we ever mentioned Deviant, which if you're a regular listener to the pod, you know how big his role is in this podcast and especially the Discord. He's always got these graphics he's putting in there. He's always stirring shit up. It's great, man. He's just it's what we always wanted. And you can hear me in this episode I'm going to play for you guys talking about how I always wanted a community of people associated and around the pod. And Deviant is one of those first loyal listeners and commenters and contributors. So, man, Deviant, we appreciate you, man. We're happy that you are a part of this podcast the way you are. You know, even if you watch the end of every episode, he's in the credits because he's made graphics for the pod and all that stuff. So it's funny to listen back to this one and see us mentioning him as if we didn't really know who he was yet. And then another note about this episode is I mentioned in there that there's two that, you know, we're trying to get an episode uploaded every 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously now we drop one every Monday, and for our YouTube members, you know, they get them on a Sunday morning. We drop those every Monday. And in this episode, you can hear us talking about dropping one every 2 to 3 weeks. But there's a byproduct to that. the episodes are pretty fat, man. The episodes are beefy, and I found myself listening like, damn, we had a lot of material in this episode. But again, we'd go 2 to 3 weeks without dropping one, so we would accumulate all the material. So I think it's safe to say that most of you would rather a episode every Monday instead of every 2 to 3 weeks with more content, a beefier episode. You know, it's kind of give and take. What do you want? You know, and I think the answer would probably be every Monday, because I know myself, I look forward to them dropping every Monday for you guys. But you'll see what I mean. This episode is thick, boy. And, you know, I didn't even make it all the way through. I still got 20 minutes to listen, and we're still just dropping, you know, new material. You know, it's like, damn, man, we researched for this one, but again, we had a lot of time in between. That's pretty much it, man. I don't want to spoil too much. Yeah. That's it. I don't want to spoil too much. I just want you guys to take a listen to this one, and if you've never listened to this one, I know you will thoroughly enjoy it. So definitely let this thing roll. That's pretty much it, y'all. Enjoy episode 31. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, TV and film, music, retro sports, anything dope from the 80s and 90s, pop culture, all that good shit. I'm your host, Tuck. That's your host, Will.
What's up?
What's up, y'all? We just posted a new episode today. Did you see that, Will?
Yeah.
I finally got it up. It took about 3 weeks to get that.
You're rolling, though, man.
You know, I'm trying to stay on that 2 week, you know, intervals, but man, it's just hard. We got so much content and so many things we're doing that it's just hard to keep up with it. So I'm sorry. I know there's big gaps in between sometimes, but I promise you, I'm trying to stay on them every 2 Mondays.
They're all coming, though.
That's the goal. That is the goal. By this time, well, I don't want to play that game. This time. Who knows when this motherfucker will come out, but here we are, and we're happy to be with y'all. Happy to bring y'all some more retro-inspired, nostalgic, pop culture-inspired content.
Hit you in the feels.
Absolutely. The podcast, man. You know, well, I look at the statistics of the podcast every day, 37,000 times a day, and I'm sure you look at the socials.
I look at a lot of it. That's
how I look at the stats of the pod too. It's growing, y'all. Like that last episode 28 is the one that's been up for a while, but and it's doing great.
Yeah,
it's our best podcast yet.
That's
and
crazy.
It's only been out for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's beat all the other ones that were before it. So I mean, that's real growth there.
Yeah, and you're talking about the long form, not our.
I'm talking about the long form. Yeah, Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Pretty sure it's on all the other, distribution.
Because everything else, man, all the other stuff just blows me away every day when I look at it.
Mm-hmm. I love the emails. We can get emails. Hey, speaking of that, we don't even have any opening notes. I'm sure we had some. Go to the website, superretropod.com, and pick up some merch, man. You know, we got a shirt on there. We got some stickers on there. We're trying to work on that. We're trying to get more up there. First of all, let's acknowledge
Get
this.
right off the bat.
Peep this fucking shirt. Peep the original OG Menace to Society crew neck.
I would say that's like a holy grail.
This is an original.
That's probably the best vintage item you have.
Easily. You can't get this at you might be able to get something similar at Hot Topic.
You can remake it,
but it ain't the OG.
Yeah.
What's the back say, Will? Tell him. Read the back to him.
Trigger gots no heart. That's pretty ill.
Oh, you got to take a picture of the back of it too.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, because I got to show that thing off.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Tuck had. I told him this is one of those pieces you find and you're like, I gotta get it.
It was not cheap, but you know, if you want quality, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, because you got to think, man, that like that's what I had a conversation with my wife about. Like, she was like, why don't you just remake it?
Nah.
And I was like, she was like, no, we don't know. I said, we'll know.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll know if the shirt is fake.
That's right.
And I won't feel the same. Like, when I'm in a cool vintage shirt,
yeah,
I'm like, there's not these anymore. This is it.
Yeah.
They won't make this again.
That's
you can go make a fake one,
mm-hmm.
but this is like a piece, like that. It's never getting made again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I feel when I wear it. I'm like, this is an OG shirt.
Dude, I think I like it as much as I like doing all the stuff that we do.
Yeah.
As far as all the retro stuff we do, and collecting everything.
The vintage clothing.
I love collecting vintage clothes.
It sort of happened on accident.
Yeah.
Like, that was never our goal. Like, we were all about video games and and then it just snowballed.
I know.
The next thing you know, we're buying toys, fucking Super Soakers. VHS is out of control. I mean, our walls are stacked over here with VHS, bro. Like, and then now we're in. Then somehow we just kept going straight into clothes.
It's cool, man. You know, that's funny that you point that out. I never really thought about it like that. The retro gaming stuff was like the gateway for us into this whole nostalgic pop culture
drug.
Yeah, we're doing.
We're in a drug now. And now we're over here addicted to buying everything.
Yeah. Hey, Google, when did the movie Menace to Society come out? I'm going to say 1993.
In the United States of America, Menace to Society was released on May 26, 1993.
Ooh, nailed that shit. I said 93.
Yeah.
So, 1993, original. He said this was a promo for it. Like, it came out when the movie came out, and they released these sweatshirts to promote it. It's in fantastic shape.
Yeah, bro.
And when he told me what he paid for it, I was blown away. It was multiple hundreds of dollars. And who I'm talking about, Shelby Vintage.
Our dude, the plug.
At Shelby Vintage, I'm telling you, the kid is hooking us up, y'all.
Yeah, it's a cool, like, little fucking vintage store that has the most good items I've ever seen in a.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Like, dude has it.
Half the shit I can walk
has that eye.
I know we've talked about it a lot on the recent episodes, but man, hey, telling you, when you see some quality, hey, it's just like if we had a little honey hole for games around here, we would hit it up all the time. We would actually tell people. So we're trying to tell y'all about our vintage clothing honey hole.
And I'm sure you people out there can go find you a little honey hole yourself and go look for some old school shit.
Yep. Yeah,
it's fun. Like, go find you a Shelby Vintage.
Get in this game with us.
Go buy an old shirt.
And I tell you what, I like looking at pictures of clothing as much as I like looking at all the other shit. Send it on.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures of shirts that I know we'll never see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those 3 I sent today, I was like, these are fire.
That's why that Larry Bird shirt's my favorite I got.
Yeah, the big head.
I love that fucking shirt.
It kills me because I know I used to I have pictures of me in the Jordan big head shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why didn't I keep it?
Oh my God.
I could give that to my son.
So many, dude, I have a picture of me too in a dope ass Jordan t-shirt.
Yeah, like where
he's like
nobody knows.
He's like dunking, and then he's like a close up of his face is faded right here. It's got him like sitting on the bench. It's like a dope,
bro,
like 90s style Jordan shirt.
We didn't keep shit.
Where's that at?
Like, that's what I told somebody. This isn't our childhood collection.
Mm-mm.
We started over.
Yeah, we started over a few years back. We're getting everything back.
People was like, I wish I would have kept it. I was like, we didn't keep shit. Like, this is all from scratch.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Dude, I had so much dope stuff back in the day. Which, back then, it was cheap and it wasn't, you didn't think anything of it. It'd be like if we went to Walmart or Target right now and went over in the card section and bought something.
Yep.
You know?
And then like
$5.
We didn't never think that we should have kept any of that for
exactly.
It wasn't after it was done to us.
Yep.
And it just set.
And you know what's funny? I tell my sons all the time, I'm like, I'm telling y'all right now.
Keep it.
The stuff that you love right now, I was like, in about 5 to 10 years, you're gonna think it's stupid.
Shit. That's what I told Vinny.
You're gonna think it's dumb, and you're gonna want to throw it away, and you're never gonna think about it again.
I was like, you're not even gonna play this soon.
I said, do yourself a favor, put it in a box and put it in the corner.
Yeah.
Because in 15 to 20 years, you're gonna open that thing up, and your whole life is gonna change.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's gonna take you back.
It will. I'm glad. Like they need to know that because I wish somebody would have told us.
For sure.
There's no chance I would have believed them.
Nah, I mean.
Like, if they'd have told me that put your Nintendo games are going to matter when I'm older, I'd have been like, what a loser.
Yeah, no. Like, I couldn't give this game to one of my friends right now. What are you talking
about? Now we're over here on eBay rebuying them all.
Oh, shit. Anyway, let's get into some shout-outs, y'all. Got a few shout-outs this week because the last episode, we only had one.
These are the best.
Yeah. This came through via email, I think. I don't remember. Sorry. I said I was going to write down where they came from, but I didn't. But God damn it, I know their names. This one comes from my Antoine L. in Louisville, Kentucky. He says, hometown. Shout out to our hometown. Both of us born in Louisville, Kentucky. He says, been listening to you guys for around 2 months now, and I love the podcast. I love that y'all are local. Hell yeah, we love that you are local too. Found the pod from a friend that I grew up with in Germantown, Nick Brown, our boy Sherman Brown's brother. And
OG.
Yeah, absolutely. Germantown, right there. Germantown baseball, right there. That's what I think of. He said, who I hear sucks at NBA Jam. I love and miss the 90s, and your podcast is a breath of fresh air for this 80s baby. But I got a question/request. I heard your segment on Bo Jackson. Can you please do a short or a segment on the legend Johnny Kilroy? It's a 1990s epic classic, and if you don't know who Johnny Kilroy is, you're going to learn today. Podcast isn't complete without the story. Love y'all, man, and I'll see y'all at the next NBA Jam tourney. Hell yeah, man. Antoine in Louisville, we appreciate that. What's he talking about? Johnny Kilroy.
I don't know. We should have.
No. This is authentic right here.
I know, but we should have researched it because I didn't.
I have no idea, but what we're gonna do with that? We're gonna really look into that.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be a segment now.
Yeah, we're going to absolutely, Antoine. So thank you for pointing that out. I'm sure if we see it, it might come back to us. But yeah, Antoine, we'll look that up. We just watched a quick little YouTube video about it. Yeah, I remember that. So we'll cover that for sure, man. That's dope. Next shout out, who we got? This one says, hey guys, name is Wade, and I found some of your clips on TikTok and Instagram and instantly became a fan. Love the nostalgia y'all provide every episode. Your podcast has helped me get through some long journeys and times when I wanted to just vibe and relax. Thank you so much. Before I end this email, I gotta ask, what are some of your favorite hip hop and R&B 90s collabs? Damn, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Yeah, I was thinking because I started thinking and I was making sure that it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because there's different ones later and earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if I can answer that because I like music so much and it's such a big part of the show. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do, Wade. I'll write that down in the notes, and I'm going to make that one of our lists.
Yeah.
I'll make like a top 5 hip-hop and R&B 90s collab list.
Yeah, I thought of one.
That's a great idea, so thank you for that because
That's obscure, too. I like
it's pretty obscure, yeah. And you know what, Wade? My favorite genre of music, hands down, and the one I listen to the most, especially the last couple years, and I listen to every day, is 90s R&B.
Yeah, Tuck loves it.
Like, I'm absolutely addicted to it. And what I've been addicted to lately is listening to female 90s R&B. Mm-hmm. I love this shit. I love all of it. You want to talk about some obscure shit? I'm listening to some shit that where like a female R&B group that had like a top 37 hit. Like it came in number 37 on the on the R&B charts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit I'm listening to right now. I'm way back. So hey, send me any R&B y'all got.
I thought of If I Ruled the World with Nas.
Oh,
and
Nas and Lauryn Hill. Is that 99?
It's 90s.
Yeah, I think it's 99 or something.
It's definitely 90s. I looked it up. But I'm saying, like, I didn't know if I classified Lauryn Hill as R&B.
Yeah, she is, though, because she's singing. That would classify as R&B.
Because, I mean, that was a good-ass song.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I think that one probably make the list.
Yeah, I think so.
But, shout out, Wade. Thank you for that idea, man. Thank you for that idea. I've actually seen this guy here commenting on our YouTube page today.
Me too.
Several times, busting my balls, which is hilarious. He said, "Sup, y'all? Just want to drop y'all a quick appreciation email." Oh, this is from Deviant for Life, but I want to stop because, Will, you know what he's busting our balls about? Our sugar pour on the Kool-Aid.
I knew it was bad. I knew initially it was not as good.
He went in on us.
He's right.
Yeah, no, he's 100% right.
Yeah, we knew.
But anyway, let me start over. Sup, y'all? Just want to drop y'all a quick appreciation email. My homie Johnny Bags found y'all.
Time out, bro.
What?
Just the fact that my homie Johnny Bags found y'all on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's a hilarious
Johnny
sentence.
Bags.
Hey, shout out to Johnny Bags.
Shout out to Johnny fucking Bags, bro.
Hey, Johnny Bags sounds like he's up to some shit.
Yeah, I like that, dude.
That's all I'm saying. He got something in his pocket. He says, my homie Johnny Bags found y'all on Instagram, sent the clip over to me, and I rabbit holed the fuck out of y'all, binged the pod, peeped the YouTube, left the likes, you know the usual. Anyways, keep doing what you're doing, and at some point, y'all got to talk about the Sega Master System versus the Nintendo days, and can we please get an Eazy-E appreciation segment? Without him, no NWA, no Death Row, and no Bone Thugs. Man, hell yeah, you absolutely know a Eazy-E. I replied to this email today. That's why I put it in here.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Eazy-E appreciation is coming.
Yeah, both of those too, though. Sega Master System versus Nintendo would be awesome too.
Yeah, we've talked about Eazy-E quite a bit on the podcast through Bone and through he made our top diss records.
Yeah,
he had a song on there, so
but
we
just
talked
a
about
strictly Eazy-E
a straight
video
Eazy appreciation
would be cool.
Yeah, well, that's coming. You count on that.
Yeah. And
he went on to say, "Love what you guys are doing. Keep it retro." Will's tagline there. Keep it retro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Deviant for life is who this came from. So that's dope. Hey, Deviant for life. Keep sending these in because I'm trying to get a community of listeners that are a part of the show.
Yeah. And we're getting it. It's crazy.
We got Benny in Kalamazoo. I see him emailing all the time. He just sent another email that I haven't looked at yet. I'm gonna get to it, Benny. Who's the dude from Chicago that I just shouted out? Damn. Chris from Chicago or some shit. Hey, if you're out there, send us another message because I'm starting to remember some of these names, y'all, and I like it. All right, that's the shout outs. Let's get right into the show, y'all. All right, y'all. I want to talk about the top 5 hidden NBA Jam Tournament Edition characters. If y'all remember back in the day when tournament,
the funnest thing to do,
the best.
Like all you cared about was finding a code somehow.
Yeah, and you couldn't just search it on the internet.
No,
this was valuable information. When you got these codes, you would get a Nintendo Power. You would get a cheat book.
You'd have a notebook.
You heard it from somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody, and the codes would just travel and eventually make it to you. And a lot of times you go home and put them in because you would put them in on the. A lot of times you would put them in on the initial screen.
Yeah.
A certain combination or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and a lot of times you get it, you think you're about to get it, and then you put it in and it doesn't work.
Yeah, bro, it hurt.
Happen all the time.
And you never knew how you were going to get to the point where it was right.
Yeah.
Like, where did I go wrong?
Exactly. And you would just...
Is it the last number?
Yeah. NBA Jam Tournament Edition was released February 23rd of 1995 on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. And what's hilarious is the developers created themselves as hidden characters in the game. Like we would actually want to play with them. But what's funny is we actually did end up balling out with some of them. We got Chow Chow. Y'all remember Chow Chow? We got Boo Boo.
I remember Air Dog.
And we got Air Dog, y'all.
Yeah.
These were hilarious, just random ass normal looking developer dudes, but they straight balled out.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna make myself in this game and be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I would.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that they did it.
I love that there's created characters in the game.
I know. I love that they were the game was so fun that when they were done, they were probably like, let's put ourselves in this bitch.
Let's put everybody.
And everybody involved was like, okay,
you want to be in a game?
There's a lot of them in there.
Yeah.
There's like 15 developers in this game. There's more hidden characters that are developers than anything else.
Yeah, and there's like people that you wouldn't even really want.
Yeah.
You might put the code in once and be like,
Yeah, exactly. But you had to do it.
Yeah, I had to see them.
It was like a secret person, you know? It had some infamous cheats too. Not just getting hidden characters. I mean, you could put in codes and you get this big head. It's called big head mode. You get baby mode where everybody's little babies run around the court. That shit was fun. You could power up your 3-pointers. You could stay on fire the whole game.
I remember one where you could goaltend and stuff.
Yeah, you could goaltend. You could do all kinds of shit. You could change the rules to however you wanted. There was a ton of that. You know, that's what I'm saying. They made this game fun as hell.
That's what I'm saying. This game excelled at fun.
Yeah, all across the board.
Like the way they did basketball was fun as hell to people, especially for a video game.
Yep. And so, all right, let's get right into the top 5 hidden characters, y'all. Number 5, Larry Bird, y'all. He had already retired at the point when this game came out, which it came out in 1995. But if you wanted to relentlessly bomb threes all day long, you went with the original OG Birdman.
Yeah,
y'all.
he was unbelievable.
Even though he's an NBA player, he was gone at this point, so he wasn't on a roster. So it was cool to be able to put him in and have that experience playing with one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, it's cool that they snuck him in, even after he was retired.
That's how much they respected him.
Yeah.
That's how much respect Larry demanded.
You imagine if Jordan was on this game?
No shit.
Like, that's what I think is a travesty.
Right.
We got denied Michael Jordan
On the funnest basketball game
on
of all
almost every game.
Yeah.
That should be something we talk about, too.
Yeah.
It ruined the game.
Yeah, I know.
If you bought an NBA game back then and played it and you were like, damn.
It was like a black eye on the game.
Jordan's not on.
You would see it. You would want it. You might even like playing it, but you'd be like, Jordan's not on it.
Yeah, bro. I remember even
Jordan's not on it.
I was older and we would make Jordan and put him on the Bulls.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how much we wanted Jordan on the game. As soon as they let us create a player, we created Jordan instead of
off top.
Yeah.
99s across the board.
Mm-hmm. So, man, he would be number one.
Number 4, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, y'all. That's pretty cool. You know, Will Smith. Will Smith been around a long ass time, though. You know, Fresh Prince, movie star, slapping Chris Rock, all that shit.
Bro.
But yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff, which was huge in basketball culture. DJ Jazzy Jeff with Starter and in basketball culture in general. He played a huge part, and I feel like he maybe doesn't always get his flowers for that. So shout out to DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, he was awesome, bro.
Number 3, y'all. Frank motherfucking Thomas from Major League Baseball.
Enormous.
He went from hitting dingers to yamming on his opponents. Can you imagine Frank Thomas dunking on you?
Bro, he was so big, and he could dunk.
I'm sure he could.
Like, he's enormous.
I'm sure that, you know, Charles Oakley type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like big sumbitch type shit. And the reason he was on this game, no one really knows. They speculate that it's because he had a baseball game releasing on the Super Nintendo at the time, and they think he wanted to kind of like cross promote.
Yeah.
You know, and just kind of throw him in there and get a little buzz around his name, which I think is cool. Number 2, one of the dopest musical acts of all time, the Beastie Boys, y'all.
Yeah, they had to be.
Ad Rock, MCA, and Mike D. And
They had to be on it.
Absolutely. And what's funny about this is you don't think about the Beastie Boys as balling, which makes it even better.
I know.
You know, it's just like, you know, they're probably on the same athletic level as the developers, but, you know, it's just cool. It was cool to come down the court with Ad Rock and just cross fools over and, you know, bang threes and dunk on them.
Yeah, that's a good game to be on, man.
And number 1, y'all. Number 1, I don't think this is before politics became what politics are today. This was when Bill Clinton was still cool. When, you know, universally across the board, y'all were like, you know what? Bill's all right. He's all right. This is before we know everything we know now. This is before politics entered the frame and the world was divided. This is when we were all together playing NBA Jam Tournament Edition with our number 1 hidden character, Bill motherfucking Clinton, y'all.
Yeah, he was balling, bro.
My man bald. And what's funny is it looked just like him.
It did, bro.
It really did. You would put it in and just chuckle at the fact that you were coming down the floor with Bill Clinton.
Crossing people over.
Just yank, yank, yank. And then bop. You know, I wish that, you know, the sound was a little more advanced at that point.
Yeah.
Because you could put all kinds of dope Bill Clinton voiceovers on there.
Oh, my God. You could say some funny shit with him.
Some hilarious shit. But, yeah, y'all, so there's the top 5 NBA Jam hidden characters, but we got some other notable characters to go over real quick. Several mascots, including Chicago Bulls, Benny the Bull.
The Bull and the Phoenix Suns gorilla, bro.
Yeah.
They were off. They were the best, too, I think.
Yeah, the gorilla, I think, balled out more than anybody else.
He did, man.
Gorilla was wild.
The Bull was just huge and he was awesome, too.
Did whatever he wanted. And then you had, obviously, Hillary Clinton. If you had Bill, you had to have Hillary. Then you had Charles, the Prince of Wales. And you had Heavy D, which Heavy D was influential back then in the whole basketball and hip-hop culture, so I understand why he was on there. But for some odd reason, the whole Sonic Youth band was on there, just randomly. Just Sonic Youth.
They were a friend of the family.
Somebody had to be a friend, or yes, somebody had to be a super fan to put this band in there. But there it is, y'all. All right, y'all. Who remembers landline telephones?
God damn.
Kids today.
You really won't.
You couldn't verbalize.
No, they can't fathom what you're about to tell them.
We were living so free back then.
Bro, I told my son, I said, he was like, what is it?
Yeah.
I said, when you would leave your house, someone could call 4 minutes later and you might never talk to that person the rest of that week or that day. Like, you have to catch me when I'm in.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave, boom, gone.
It was so.
And before answering machines, wow.
Yeah.
You could be like, they're dodging me forever. Like, they don't want to talk to me.
Yeah. You'd have to send a letter.
Yeah, bro. You could see why letters are important. Because back then,
well, I can't get them. I'm gonna send these motherfuckers a letter.
Like, you call at 6 o'clock, and I had something to do every week at 6 o'clock. You're never talking to me.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
straight up.
That's weird.
I know, and it's like now it's constant communication, constant. I know, like, if I wanted to, I would know where you're at all the time.
Yeah.
I could just call you at any point in time.
Every second of your day.
And get a hold of you. And if you didn't answer me, I'd text you, what's up, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing?
Like,
it's like you ain't getting away.
Yeah, I need answers.
Yeah. Where I found you.
It's the craziest thing. I mean, we would leave our house and we were gone.
No, I remember going camping.
Gone.
And my parents would never know we were alive. Mm-hmm. You ain't calling them.
Yeah. You go on a trip.
Yeah. Oh, good luck.
You go on vacation.
You might as well be dead.
You go on vacation.
Yeah.
You can try me for the next 7 straight days.
You're gonna You're
not getting me.
Unless I told him then, or you could stop at these things called payphones.
Right.
That's how I could talk to you.
Yeah.
Before pagers.
And you had to be home for me to get a hold of you.
Yeah, or I just wasted a quarter.
Jesus.
I remember, dude, landlines makes me think of like sitting and talking to like your girlfriend back in the day for like 10 hours.
Remember we'd have them long ass cords
all
on the phone?
All the way wrapped down the hall.
I'm talking.
Like, dude, my ear would be sweating.
Yeah.
My face sweating.
Yeah.
On the phone with some girl.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s.
100-foot cord on that bitch.
Oh, gone. And
because
it was fucking stretched, bro. It was like,
I'd have that bitch like a tight rope.
Yeah. You're like, whoever made them cords are amazing.
They made that shit out of hemp.
Bro, that was like titanium. Like, it wasn't coming out of that phone.
My shit would be a tight rope down the hall.
Yeah. And then and like when you were on that phone, no one else was calling nothing.
No, busy.
Yeah.
You call that bitch for eternity.
That's another thing.
And then call waiting came in.
Yeah, you could have been on the phone when I called. Me.
That's
like,
right.
Damn. I'm gonna call back.
And then if you were real fancy, you paid extra for the call waiting.
Bro, when call waiting came out, it was like
which it beeped.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
They were like, hold on, bro. What?
And you click over and get the other line. And then
that was so futuristic.
But they even got it to the point where when you were calling them, it would let you know that they're on the other line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the amount of beeps that it would give you.
Yeah.
So
they're on the phone.
So they might not answer, but then again, they might. So it would let you know, okay, well, maybe they can't stop the conversation.
Call waiting, dude. That's so funny.
You know what I'm saying?
That was such a flex for the phone companies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we'll let you answer another call.
See, party lines were before our time. Do you know what a party line is?
I think.
It's where you, your neighbor, and their neighbor would all have the same phone number.
Yeah.
And when they would call in,
they'd ask who it was.
No, the ring would do a certain pattern.
Yeah.
You were one, that one was two, and the other one was
three. But when you would call out, you'd have to tell them that you're this party, this house.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, you could also do that stuff, back in our generation. If you pick that phone up just quiet enough.
Bro.
What were we even doing? Well, who was I spying on?
It was just, I think it was just the act of being that sneaky. Because I don't think anyone listening to this hasn't had that opportunity where you pick that phone up like that. Like, just how you just did that, immediately I could see myself doing it.
Yep.
Like, whoever was on it, my mom talking to or my sister, or anybody, I bet you're like that.
Bro, now look, if it was one of those long ones, you just
that's exactly.
Tilt it in the back, just pick that bitch up.
Because if you fucked up,
they hear it.
Everyone would be on the phone, and you'd be like, "Who's on the phone?"
Or they'd be talking on the phone, be like, "Who just picked? Somebody just got on the phone."
Yeah.
Somebody just got on the phone.
And what's cool back then is you could go find them. Yeah, somebody's in my house.
Yeah, it's a phone in your house.
Yeah.
And
there's only 2 or 3 of them.
That sucked. You know, you always had that thought. You're like, somebody's gonna listen to my phone call.
Yeah.
Unless you only have one phone.
And bro, pranking people back then was
so
it was just so fun and free.
It's way different now. My kids were trying to do it the other day in the back of the car. They had a little buddy back there, and they were like calling McDonald's and shit. I'm like, it ain't even the same.
No,
they know y'all are just some little dumbass kids.
Yeah, back then, bro, it was out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then cordless phones. Remember when them dropped?
Bro, it was
with the long antennas.
I might as well have been in the fucking future, bro.
I was in the future. Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
This was the Jetsons in this.
I could walk anywhere I wanted.
You could go outside.
But I think, man, the only way we love that, is because we had that cord.
Yeah,
that cord made us love that cordless.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Now you won't even, they wouldn't even appreciate it.
Oh no.
Like no, they don't even appreciate walking around.
No,
with a phone.
we started with
the fact that I was
phones.
tethered to the wall for 8 hours in my life. That's why when that came out, I was like, can't tell me shit.
It was cell phones before cell phones.
Yeah, I can walk out my porch.
You can walk outside. You can walk in the backyard. You can do whatever the hell you want with that.
And then you just start fucking. You couldn't barely hear you, so you had to go back in.
Like,
all right, hold on. It ain't
had
that
the
good.
long ass antenna.
Yeah, it ain't that good.
And then they got smaller. They got a little fancier.
Everything, yeah, it always got better.
Oh, Star 69.
Star 69, bro. When that came out, it ended prank calls. Like, soon as you could call someone and they could call you back, it fucked you up.
But then there's a code you could press that would allow you to disable Star 69 when they try to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I never got that.
Yeah, and then then we had caller ID. That was next level right there.
When caller ID came out,
that's when it was over. But you could block caller ID with like Star 68 or something. I can't remember. There was a code you could put in that would block the caller ID. So when you would call, it would say
private.
Yeah, it would say private or no info or something like that. And then the finale. When we reached peak landline telephone is when they dropped the see-through joints that had the lights in them that would ring. I wanted to get one before we talked about it, but man, when you got your hands on those,
you could see inside the workings of it.
That was the future right there. Bro. That was the future.
It was like totally against everything. They were like, we're just going to show you inside it.
I need you to find me a more 90s nostalgic item than a see-through telephone with a light around the bottom of
bro.
It does. I mean, come on. The colors, the see-through, just the fact that it's a landline.
Like it was trying to be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You remember the rotary phones though?
Bro, that's where I started.
We all did.
Yeah, if people don't get that, bro, you ain't never called nobody if you've never used one of those.
And then if you had to hit that 9 a couple times in a row, you had to wait.
Or if you fucked up,
you had to hang up.
You're 6 numbers in.
Yep.
Start over.
Dude, that was the struggle bus
right
there.
And it would just go all the way back. And then
remember it would go.
Yeah, bro. I think they're awesome. Seriously, I have an old one. An old American.
I have one around here somewhere that the kids play with.
I have like an old American flag one with it has a little funnel looking, you put it to your ear.
Oh yeah. Damn, yeah. That's like 50s
I have
or 60s
one of those,
or some
bro.
shit.
It's probably worth money.
So yeah, man, come on. Landline telephones. Whoever thought that talking about old telephones would be nostalgic? All right, y'all, let's talk about driving in cars in the 1980s.
Bro, if you didn't experience this, you just won't understand.
For real. We're going to try to verbalize it, but I don't think that we can.
This is one of the shits you say to your kids, and they're like, yeah, whatever. Like,
okay.
It was wild.
It was the Wild West.
Man, there was no laws.
No laws, no seatbelts.
No, bro, I'll tell you, just to start this off, dude, I used to stand. Remember in the back of those old 80s cars, there was like a hump in the back?
Yeah.
That's where I would straddle it. My entire childhood. I stood right there and held onto the seats. Like I'm straight through the windshield.
You're a dart.
Yeah.
No car seats.
No.
Not a car seat in sight.
Bro, you just were free back there.
Dude, I used to lay in the back window.
I 100% did.
I would lay in the back window.
Hot ass window.
Hot, but there was a certain point in the fall where it would warm up in that little back area, just enough to lay back here and just get super comfortable. I'm talking about I would take whole ass road trips laying in the back window.
Bro.
Who knows if someone hit the back of it, I'm gone.
Bro, I got a hilarious story.
What you got?
My dad owned a old van, and inside was all brown, like shaggy carpet. It was like a little couch in the back, just a small one. And then like you could just wander around in this room.
Especially when you were a little kid.
Yeah, and
it felt huge.
We would ride, and I'm in the back. There's no windows. Like, I'm in this little tomb of it was so funny to remember. We would run around while the car is driving. Like, it was a room. You know what I mean? I have memories of me in the back of a shaggy van.
Yeah.
Running around, hitting shit.
Falling.
Yeah, we're going 45.
Hits the brakes, you fall down.
Yeah, we're going 50 on the expressway. I'm just in there. So weird. And now kids, you can't even get them in a car without a fucking a seat that looks like they're going to Mars. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
And no matter what, seatbelts are mandatory.
Yeah, I look at my little son. He's in there like that.
I feel terrible sometimes for him. But dude, mom's smoking the whole joint out. I'm talking windows up, barely cracked.
Down. No, none, bro. They didn't even think to crack it.
Just taking all of it, just secondhand smoke to the dome piece.
Bro, I had every family member I had smoked, and it wasn't. They didn't even acknowledge that I cared.
And you were a child.
I didn't even care. No. They not one of them.
It'd be all right.
I rode in cars my entire childhood, and everyone smoked the whole time. They ain't roll shit down. They were riding. Smoke filled up in
hot boxing.
Yeah, hot boxing a 6-year-old.
Yeah. But I remember my mom riding around smoking country music. Randy Travis on the radio.
A little crack in the window.
Yep.
With the cigarette like that.
Yep. Foot up on the dash.
Yeah, didn't care.
You know.
Living their life.
I can still smell the vinyl.
Oh, me too, bro.
That vinyl smell when you get in a car from the 80s.
And it has been drenched with smoke.
Bro, I'm telling you, I can get in any car with a blindfold on, give it a sniff test, and be like, 1986. I'm telling you right now, I can tell you
what
year the car is by the smell of the vinyl, the way it interacts with the sun. I'm not even shitting you.
Bro, I remember putting 8 tracks.
Oh yeah,
in the fucking car.
You remember the little yeah, big ass tape.
Big ass tapes, bro. Putting Genesis in.
Yeah, straight up.
I swear to God, I remember it.
Or Don't Stop
Believing.
Journey.
You had to have Journey.
I remember the radios. Remember it had that little orange dial?
Mm-hmm.
You would turn these big ass knobs and be like...
Yeah, or I have the one where it's like big old buttons and you're like... Doosh.
Oh, yeah. You hit that button, it would just...
Turn you into a channel. Yeah. Bro.
Crank windows.
Oh, my God. That's I mean, we talked about this before, but that's still like there's certain things that are the symbol for the thing that you don't even do anymore.
Yeah. Roll the window down.
Yeah. You like do this if you want someone to roll it down.
What do you mean roll the window down?
And all they do now is this.
Yep. It's put the
and like
window
how
down.
the phone icon is still the phone icon and that don't exist.
Yeah. I've had my kids ask me, what do you mean roll the window down? I'm like, oh my God.
Never mind.
Never mind. One foot in the grave over here.
And don't think that people every day don't call it that.
Oh, yeah. Roll the window. Roll the fucking window down.
Yeah. My wife just texted me tonight, roll the window down.
Yeah.
And I was like, roll the window down.
Yeah. It was the crank. Y'all know what the crank is.
That was so hard, bro.
Remember they always had them little like triangle mirrors in the front? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Heck
Pop in to let that wind hit you.
Bro, I remember so many times doing this, dog. Just every time you parked the car.
Yep. Oh yeah, and then I'm telling you, if your folks ended up with a car with automatic windows, you felt rich.
Oh, bro,
you're like, bro, we're rich.
My second car had automatic, and it was like riding in a future vehicle.
Yeah, them Buicks, they were early on that.
Yeah,
them Buicks had them automatic windows early on.
Nissan.
Manual door locks. You had to lock each door.
100%.
Each door. Remember, and speaking of each door, they all had ashtrays in them.
Yep.
Every single door.
They had ashtrays in the back.
Every single door had ashtrays and lighters in them.
Yeah, bro. You were fucking locked and loaded. They were like, you're smoking everywhere. Yeah. You're not just, we got you 4 smoking spots back here, bro.
That's crazy. For real. Every single door. And then in the console in front of you, cigarette lighters and ashtrays. The fucking automobile manufacturers
was like, you're smoking.
Like, we're going to hook y'all up.
Yeah. We know you're smoking.
You like smoking? We got you. Don't worry. You don't have to do shit. Bro, we'll take care of you in all 4 corners, baby.
They encouraged it.
No shit.
I'm surprised they didn't come with cigarettes.
Man, I'm telling you, it was just a different time back then to drive around in these 80s cars.
They were like tanks. You get in a wreck and no one would get hurt.
Nothing would even be damaged.
You'd have fucking a dent.
You just have a concussion.
Yeah.
But the car would be fine.
Bro, motherfucker. I remember you ever get like slamming them doors?
Oh, yeah.
Them doors were like fucking vault. It was like vault doors.
Good thing gas was so cheap back then.
I know it. We were riding tanks.
Yeah, I remember seeing my mom get gas for 69 cents.
Yeah, bro.
79 cents. I remember under $1 for a long time.
You remember you ever hit a full service gas station?
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
That was weird. That was cool.
It was weird.
You're sitting there watching these dudes like do everything to your car, put air in the tire, wash your windows.
See, we were just at the end of that.
Yeah, I got the very end.
I'm telling you, that's why our generation is the best. We got to experience before technology and this boom, where the world just economy boom to where everything changed. There was still plenty of old school shit around back in the day. Man. All right. Did y'all know that Beavis and Butthead broke Rob Zombie's iconic band, White Zombie?
I did.
The band was struggling at the time to get any radio or video play on MTV due to them being, quote, a weird band until around 1993, the video for their song Biohazard was featured on an episode of Beavis and Butthead, and it immediately changed their lives forever. Rob Zombie said before they played it on Beavis and Butthead, they were only selling about 500 records a week. After the episode, they were selling about 30,000 a week, which is a significant difference.
Yeah.
And they went from playing empty bars and clubs to selling out arenas in 6 months.
That's fucking wild.
That shit is crazy, man. Beavis and Butthead had a huge influence on the music scene back then.
Oh,
I think it needs to be studied for real.
Yeah, they were a huge force of nature back then.
I found out about so much music back then. Mm-hmm. I would really check into it.
Bro.
Or if they were clowning some shit, I'd be like, man.
Yeah, it was almost like the news.
Yeah.
It was like a pop news. Like if you didn't know the shit they're talking about, you were behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were cool. Like they
were on the pulse of the culture.
That's Mike Judge and them.
Yeah, they were on it, bro.
But yeah, Beavis and Butthead were huge to making and breaking a band. Case in point, Winger. This is where you need to insert Stuart Stevenson, a reoccurring character in Beavis and Butthead. He is a nerdy, wimpy, and obese teen lacking in self-esteem who lives nearby the boys. He often tries to hang out with Beavis and Butthead, thinking himself to be their best friend, but they always end up bullying him or brutally taking advantage of him.
That sounds about right.
Oh, it's so bad. I watched a bunch of clips and I was like, oh my God. He is also associated with a conservative Christian group called
Pats,
the Positive Acting Teens. And here's how this impacted Winger. Stuart always, when he was being bullied or taken advantage of, Stuart always had a Winger shirt on.
That's so fucked up, bro.
And as a matter of fact, Stuart's whole family had Winger shirts on, including the dog. There's a scene when Stuart goes home.
They hit him hard, bro.
The whole squad has Winger shirts on, including the dog. Former Winger guitarist Reb Beach touched on this in a recent interview. When asked about whether Beavis and Butthead constantly shitting on them and Stuart led to Winger's disbanding in 1994, Beach said absolutely it did. Hugely.
Wow, bro.
Before the episodes dropped, Winger were selling out shows across the country. And after, Beach said no one wanted to be caught dead buying a ticket or even being at a Winger show.
Wow.
And what's crazy is this dude had just bought a house and he legit had to sell his house and all of his guitars and move back home. God damn.
Wonder why.
So Winger was an 80s band. Okay. They were still around in the early 90s dropping music. And it's when hair band and that sound was going out in a big way.
So people want to make fun of them.
Grunge was king at the time. Grunge was king, but there were still they hung around a little bit. Some of these hair bands hung around. And this was just the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
When Beavis and Butthead was like, all right, Winger, enough is enough. Cut the bullshit. This scene is over. Mike Judge and them. Mike Judge, y'all are savage for that, for real. Y'all ended their career and made old boy move back in with his mom.
Y'all did Winger bad, man.
But yeah, crazy story.
That is, dude.
Beavis and Butthead, so huge in our childhood, in our teenage years, hit us perfectly in our teenage years. They did, man. This is literally when I was turning into a teenager.
Me too.
Is when Beavis and Butthead came out. I mean, the amount of times I must have quoted Beavis and Butthead in my life.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was like that shit you watched. It was outrageous that your parents or your family members hated.
Oh God, they would see it and be like, "Turn that shit off." Like right now, if my kids were watching in Beavis and Butthead, I'd be like, "Y'all gotta turn that off."
Yeah, bro.
And I'm not. They can watch Beavis and Butthead. I'm talking about the equivalent today.
Yeah, today.
I'm a dad now. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, "Y'all gotta turn that off."
The fuck y'all watching, bro?
Shit was hilarious. I was watching some episodes today.
It's still outrageous.
And laughing out loud.
Yeah, bro. You can't do any of that today. All right, we're going to talk about Pete Rose right now.
R.I.P. to a legend.
The hit king passed away this week.
And you know what's fucked up? We got to hop right into it. Put my man in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, hey, bro. I've seen so much since then. Mm-hmm. And I've always said, and he's always said, like, don't put me in when I'm dead. You know what I mean? He said that. Because, like, what the fuck's, I mean...
He said that?
Yeah, it's like who's that gonna help?
Yeah, this is a travesty.
Yeah, like it is. It's a blight on baseball. Like, and they said he had a lifetime ban, and a lot of people are saying life's over.
Yeah,
he served his sentence. Put him in.
Yeah,
and I'm at the point where I mean, I've always thought he should be in because I've played baseball, and to do what he did, I don't care what he did at the end of his career.
Let me ask you something. Did he really just bet on himself?
I think that they can't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he has said, and what has been out there is that he bet on his team to win. And he was the manager and coach.
If that's true.
Or no, he was the manager and player. So think about that.
So it's undetermined.
Yeah. And think about that.
Like I know he's always said it.
He was not only the player, he was the coach. So he had the most ability to change the impact of, the score.
Right. So... Like, I've always heard that player coaching baseball. Like, he was really playing the game?
Yeah.
He was out there playing.
He's putting himself in and coaching and telling you you're out.
He was the head coach.
Yeah.
And also a player.
He was the coach of the Cincinnati Reds.
And he was a player.
Yeah.
He could get in and play if he wanted to. That's insane. I've heard that term a lot.
He was a coach and player. But that's where they said at one point he could, manipulate games. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure when he did it. But... You know what I mean? And from what I know, like I was going to tell you, like from what I know of Pete Rose,
yeah,
he was the most hardcore winner ever. Like I couldn't really see a world where he would bet against his team.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I don't know if you know, but there's he was in an all-star game. And you know how all-star games ain't really...
Don't matter.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Well, his buddy was catching.
Yeah.
And Pete Rose trucked this motherfucker and like broke his leg.
In an all-star game?
I think it like ruined his career.
Holy shit.
In an all-star game. Just to score.
It's how competitive.
That's why his name was Charlie Hustle. You know what I mean? He was crazy about winning in baseball.
I mean, bro, you can't be the hit leader still.
He's the hit king still.
You cannot be that,
bro.
And not be a fierce competitor.
Yeah, and not be in the Hall of Fame.
And not take your job as serious as possible.
That's what I'm saying.
And you got to think, all these motherfuckers using steroids and all that we praise.
There's people doing worse shit right now that we ain't going to find out about.
And this man, the contributions that he made, the skill level that he possessed, I don't care what he did.
No.
If we're talking baseball, Hall of Fame. Put him in the
There's
bitch.
nothing. There's no conversation about the best players in the history of baseball, and like to say there's not a chapter about Pete Rose.
Yeah, my son asked me today because we were talking about it. Mason asked me today who the best baseball players of all time were. I had to go through the whole thing about it's different today than it was,
and it's subjective back then.
Back, when Babe Ruth. We actually looked up Babe Ruth though. I was shocked. I was like, Babe Ruth was playing against alcoholics and dudes in their 40s. He could throw 92 miles an hour.
I don't care. People have a misconception of stuff like that.
I know. We've talked about it.
Yeah, like I just don't get. You played against the best.
Yeah,
and there was no Ohtani back then.
That's what I said about. He was asking about Bill Russell if he would be good today.
Yeah.
I said, hell yeah, he'd be good today because he would have grown up with today's game.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were like they didn't play against anybody doing this. I'm like, it don't matter. They were all the best at their time.
So I looked up how fast pitchers threw.
Bro, Walter Johnson threw high 90s.
In Babe Ruth's era.
Yeah.
And it said average was 85, and some pitchers could consistently pitch around 90.
Yeah.
But Babe Ruth pitched 92.
He was a pitcher first. Like
he threw 92.
He came up at the Red Sox as a pitcher.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. So I was pretty shocked by that because now the average is 95 and
going up.
And there's tons that consistently pitch 100.
There's motherfuckers hitting 104.
But so yeah, man, I thought that was interesting that shit, he might have been all right.
No, they were.
And I was like, Willie Mays and
I'm telling you, dude, you stand on the backs of legends, bro. Like there would be nobody throwing 95 if they didn't throw 90 and 85.
Exactly.
Like everything progresses. Like you can't get that.
Yeah, you can't throw old boy that threw 106. You see that?
Yeah.
You can't throw 106.
Not in fucking 1901.
Without Babe Ruth throwing 92 in fucking 1920.
The sport evolves to get to this point. So don't hate on these old people, man. But Pete Rose is one of the GOATs of baseball, and he should be in the Hall of Fame no matter what.
Yeah, man. He always...
He apologized. He said he was wrong. He said he fucked up.
Right.
There's got to be at some point where you can atone for what you did.
Yeah, like...
He didn't kill people.
They're trying to send a message to anybody from gambling.
That's what they did. They used him.
Yeah.
And it ain't right.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So, and now they feel like they're being loyal to that guy who did it, the commissioner.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no one should remember his name.
No one knows him. I don't know who he is, and I don't care about it.
It's like Bart Giamatti.
So you taking the stance that you have,
it had to go forever. Yeah,
does nothing for you.
That's the shit right there. Anybody that plays baseball, that's the shit that like rubs people wrong about like umpires, like and people like that.
Yeah,
like they're right. No matter they're never wrong.
Right.
And you can't reverse it. So now they get their shit reversed, they get mad. But these commissioners are just like that. He made something go and it went. Now everyone, stone.
Yeah, and then it's like it's against their code or something.
Grandfathered in now.
Yeah, but
that's bullshit.
Here we are talking about Pete Rose and his name and the weight that it holds, and we're not praising any commissioner.
I said the fans and everybody should like boycott baseball until they put him in.
That would be awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to games. How about that?
Come on, Reds fans.
So, like, put him in.
Stand up.
Put him in or we're not going.
Right.
And then just, do what we say, bro.
They probably will at some point and to spite him because he said don't do it.
And it's just not, the fans don't get the vote.
Yeah.
That's why he's not in. It's these fucking secret panel of writers and shit.
That's just annoying.
Yeah, like who dudes who might not ever played baseball are voting on the best players. Let the players vote, see who votes him in.
Yeah, unanimous.
Yeah, let the players vote and see if Barry Bonds gets in.
Yeah,
you know what
unanimous.
I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let them vote, not these fucking dudes sitting in rooms writing.
I was telling my son how good of a player Barry Bonds was before the steroids. I was talking about King Griffey Jr. I was, We were just talking. We had a good baseball talk earlier. Bro. It was fun.
And there's like there's Negro leaguers that people don't even hardly know. Like Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige and Jackie Robinson.
We were talking about Josh Gibson. Yeah.
They were as good as anybody. Their league was as good as Major League.
Yeah.
And they didn't get to play against each other. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Artax and the Swamp of Sadness. I mean, quite possibly the saddest thing of my childhood. It crushed us at this point in life.
Everything in it, though, the music, the kid's voice.
Bro, the seriousness of every single second.
The cinematography.
It was awesome.
I watched it today, and it hurt.
Bro, it hurts. I watched it at work a week ago and was like, Jesus Christ. Like, what? I forgot what year this came out. I would think I was like 7.
It's a lot to take in as
I watched a fucking white horse die in quicksand.
Yeah.
As a fucking 7-year-old.
He let the sadness overtake him.
And he was like, don't go. Like, he was just screaming, bro.
He's like, don't let the sadness overtake you. Bro. You gotta fight it.
And you were sitting there wanting this horse to fight it.
And he wouldn't. He
didn't give a fuck.
He just was like,
I'm a horse.
Can't do it.
I'm dead.
I just can't do it.
Bro, it was so sad, bro. And I just can't believe that they let us see this as a kid.
It's traumatizing. It's like The Land Before Time.
It is, bro.
When the mom dies.
Even worse.
It is worse.
And dude, I swear to God, I thought about this the whole time. Is I grew up my entire life after this moment thinking I had to avoid quicksand.
This is probably where the fear came from.
Yeah, bro. I thought quicksand was something I needed to figure out. Like, have a plan for.
I thought it was going to be a much bigger problem than it ended up actually being.
Never
in my life.
saw it in my life. Like, I thought it was something that you had to dodge.
Yeah, I thought it was out there in the world.
Like, if I was that young and you told me it's quicksand out there, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
And I know how to get out of it.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You just can't let the sadness overtake you.
Don't move, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I swear, it's the funniest thing about it is looking back at it now and you're like, what the fuck is he in?
Yeah.
He's in quicksand.
Yeah.
And you're dying, bro.
Oh, it hurts, though, when he's trying to pull him out.
No, he tries his hardest. Atreyu.
Yeah.
Is this dude's name.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this movie is good. Like, for the time it came out, Neverending Story is like Lord of the Rings back then. You know what I mean? It was like an epic.
Yeah, it's beautifully shot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's a beautiful, I mean, for what they could do back then, they did an awesome job of making this look real. And I watched the behind the scenes of how they did some of the shit. It was unbelievable to make these shots look like it was really happening. You know what I mean? In this world that they brought to life. And this scene right here, man, when Artax dies in quicksand, bro, you're dead. It kills you, bro. It hurts everything in you.
There you go.
But then there's a.
Everyone
are you gonna
knew
watch
that
it?
whoever let the sadness overtake
Like right there, it's already.
would sink into the swamp.
But I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to watch
That
it.
first part.
I watched it
Whoever let
earlier,
the
and it hurt
Bro,
watching this
his
shit.
voice hurts me.
That's what I'm saying.
He just said that if you overtake the sadness, you'll sink in the swamp.
Yeah, the way this child sounds,
bro, kills me.
Me too, because
What a good movie.
what a good actor.
Yeah.
Like-
I don't think he ever did anything after this.
Like when you can evoke emotion out of
Bro.
somebody like that,
Good writing.
bro.
That's good writing. They were like,
Damn right.
watch this.
Yeah.
You're about to be fucked.
Whew.
Yeah, but
Let's
hey, positive note, at the end of the movie, he's running around free. He's good.
He comes back.
Yeah, he comes back. He changes everything. He makes everything come back to
It
life.
still doesn't make it hurt any less. All right, y'all. When you think of video game music, you got to start, or at least it has to be close to the top.
Yeah.
You got to start with Zelda. Y'all, the Legend of Zelda has some iconic music, always has. The theme song for the original NES game, The Legend of Zelda, is absolutely iconic.
Everything Zelda's ever done has a big impact with music.
You can't have one without the other.
No, like they really focused on music
for sure.
when they started that franchise.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to fucking do music hardcore.
Very smart.
Yeah.
It was a huge part of the game.
We want you to feel
Yeah.
what we want you to feel.
The
You know what I mean?
dungeon when you
Oh
go
my
in.
God. It immediately created panic in every kid.
Right. Through the years, as technology's gotten better.
They
and
just
all
ramped
that,
it up.
God, they have hit us with some classics.
They got more complex and, deeper every time.
This one comes highly requested. Gerudo Valley on the Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. Produced by none other than Koji Kondo.
I knew
y'all.
it, bro. I knew Koji Kondo, bro.
My man was in the lab. Microdosing.
100%. We wish we could get a hold of him, bro.
Hey, Koji, holla at your boys.
Him and Yuzo, bro.
We just want to talk to you for a second. I mean, you're in the lab cooking this fire up. Jesus. Listen to it.
Motherfucker went back in time.
He definitely had a cigarette in his mouth playing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, kills it.
Oh, it's so good. Pure nostalgia right here. Nintendo
is, man.
64 Ocarina of Time. Come on, man. This takes you back to a simple time in the mid-90s.
And you're just running around as a little dude wielding a sword and a shield,
Yeah, man.
adventuring.
When did this come out? 98, 97,
I don't know.
something like that?
But it changed my fucking world when this came out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This was next level right here.
I said this is the game that gold cartridge wanted to be.
For sure.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
This is, yeah. I love that the original.
Yeah.
This is what they had in mind.
This
That's
is
what
this is actually what you saw yourself doing then,
right.
but you weren't.
Yeah. What
You know
do
what
you
I
mean?
mean? You're 2D in it.
Yeah.
This was that adventure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you're really this little dude exploring.
I thought that's funny you say that because that's how I felt about A Link to the Past on
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
They did it again.
I was like, this is the game he was trying to make.
And
it's like he just kept making the game he was trying to make.
He was like, no, that ain't it. This is it.
Now our technology's here.
Now you look at Breath of the Wild and shit.
That's probably the game he was really trying to make.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is probably what he was really trying to make. Yeah,
He's
I think
like,
he peaked.
Okay.
Yeah, and I now I can do an open world. Yeah, we're good. A real open world.
Now he's like, I'm gonna die before anybody beats this.
That shit is dope. Like, I've only gotten, a little bit into Breath of the Wild.
Me too.
And just exploring.
It's so much.
Is awesome.
Yeah, it's so much.
But yeah, come on, man.
Koji Kondo, bro.
Shout out to Koji.
What didn't he do?
My goodness, my man has blessed us. When I hear shit like that, I'm like, is it Koji Kondo? Is it Yuzo Koshiro? I don't know. But I'll tell you who's the king of each. You got Koji Kondo, the king of Nintendo, and you got Yuzo Koshiro as the king of Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever linked up, bro. Get that collab.
Or the king of Sega.
The collab we didn't know we needed.
Oh, my God. What if there's something out there we didn't know about?
Koji
They're just in the
Kondo.
lab creating fire.
The fucking world. They might need a new console for them two to fuck with.
Oh, shit. Like, you ain't even got the computing power.
Yeah, it won't
You ain't
work.
got it. You ain't got it. All right. I'm going to hit you with a sound that's embedded in your soul.
It is.
In your childhood. All right.
I feel it.
This is your teenage years coming to life right here when you hear this. Just close your eyes for me.
I swear I was going to say close your eyes.
Close your eyes with me, because I don't want you to know what it is yet. Close your eyes. Here we go.
As soon as it starts, bro.
Oh, my God. And then, how's that feel? Woo! Who you picking? Who you picking? Sub-Zero? Scorpion?
Liu Kang?
Sonya Blade?
Yeah, Johnny Cage?
Raiden?
Bro, Raiden, bro. That's what I picked every time.
Hey, every time.
Kano?
Throw the hat.
Yeah, bro.
And then he got the
electricity, bro.
He got the electricity hands.
The Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Man.
Like, this was huge when you got to pick your characters.
Oh, my God.
This game was so, like, groundbreaking to us.
Yeah.
Like, it changed the game.
This was next level fighting
And this
game.
sound got you ready, bro.
The sounds are incredible on this, and
everything in the sound, the gameplay is the sounds that it creates,
and the voiceovers.
Oh my God!
Get over here!
It's so good, bro.
Fatality.
Still say that shit.
Finish him. Yeah, it's in our everyday dialogue for sure.
I say get over here to my children
every day
when I'm joking with my daughter. I want to scare her
every day.
I'm like, get over here
every day.
It's 2024, bro.
I mean, yeah.
I'm still saying that.
I wish we knew exactly how much video games impacted us.
The shit you say and you don't even think about it.
You don't realize it.
It's ingrained in our DNA.
How much this shit influenced you.
But that beat right there, bro, it's killer. Sick. Who did it? You know who did it?
Nope. Let's look it up.
Yeah. Fucking.
Let's see.
Yuzo.
If Yuzo did it, I'm quitting the podcast. If Yuzo.
I like that we didn't look up who did it. So this is all like
produced Yuzo. I'm sorry. Who produced Mortal Kombat's theme? Oliver Adams and a Maurice. Yeah, no. Nope. So it wasn't Yuzo. So good news is we can keep doing the podcast.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, that goes hard.
Man, if that's not your childhood in a song, I don't know what it is. If that's not your teenage years in a song, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about the most nostalgic McDonald's toys from the 80s and 90s.
Bro.
Some of these literally gave me this feeling in my chest of just pure warmth. It almost makes me emotional seeing some of these. I know that's crazy, but let's go down this journey together. The McNugget buddies, y'all.
They had us in a chokehold, bro.
These were like Mr. Potato Head, but McNuggets. You could swap these things around. McNugget buddies are pure McDonald's nostalgia.
It is, bro.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
I remember these.
Gadget mobiles. Hell yeah. I remember every single one of these. I remember the little spatula chick. I remember old boy with the forks for his propellers.
Yep. And then like if you missed one, you'd be upset.
I didn't get down. Hey, Chip, no down.
Yeah.
This one right here, y'all. Dinosaur. You see old boy in the bottom on the middle, the orange one. And then the one right next to him. I have not seen the orange dinosaur for 35 years. But that shit is in my memory. This type of shit holds a little megabyte up in my brain.
I like how it's not there until you see it.
The McDonald's pullback race cars.
I had all 4 of those.
Every one of them bitches. And the one I remember the most is old boy on the right.
Yeah, the burger.
Is it police officer? Yeah. I don't know, but I remember the white one.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, the Hamburglar's doing it though.
Yeah, Ronald's killing it too. Look at him. What, he in a Jeep?
Who, Ronald?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a Jeep. But I do think that the Hamburglar's probably styling the most.
Yeah, he's killing it. Look at him.
His ride's dope. When I saw this picture, I stared at this shit for 30 seconds without saying a word. Like, oh my God.
Popoids?
Yeah, Popoids. I remember the sounds that those make. I remember having those. I remember playing with those. I remember putting them all together, and this shit was mid-80s right here.
Bro, you put all that together in a certain way, and you really think you did something. You might think you're a scientist, and it looks stupid.
Come on, man. This may be the most recognizable, classic, iconic McDonald's toy.
Changeable.
I actually have one.
Are you serious?
Yeah. All right. I told y'all I had one. I just went on a mission to find this thing. Check him out. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, man.
The ice cream man.
So these are called McDonald's changeables. I had every one of them. I had the burger.
I had the burger.
There's 2 burgers. There's a single.
And the Big Mac.
And then the nuggets.
The fries. I definitely had those fries.
This is a nostalgic overload for me.
It is.
The Fraggle Rock cars, y'all.
I remember the fucking pickle.
I remember the one on the left with those.
It's a radish.
Is that a radish?
Yeah.
Are those like cookie wheels or some shit? I remember the purple one too, the eggplant. That's before the eggplant meant something else.
Yeah, I had all these.
Bro.
This hits me.
That's what I'm saying.
This one hits me back.
This is 80s defined to me. Looking at these makes me emotional. Yeah. I don't know why. I feel something.
I remember getting the top left one, the blue one.
Yeah.
And felt like I did something. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I felt like I had won.
This is all you needed. This is before video games. The Astro Snicks. I believe that's how you say it. I don't really know and I don't really care. But this is another one. When I saw this shit, I just sat there in silence looking at it like, oh my God. This is buried so deep in my memory.
No, I knew it.
I never would have thought about this again until I saw this picture.
Seriously.
Dude at the top with the ball on top of his head, looking like he's in the band Kiss or some shit.
He looked like a World of Warcraft character.
These were like real toys to me. These weren't just McDonald's toys. And oh boy, on the bottom right with the propeller on his head.
He's gone.
He got like the gold chain on or something. That's what it looked like to me back in the day.
Yeah, boy at the top right. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. Yeah, but oh boy at the bottom that has like the boring thing where you bore out a tunnel. This is a part of me. There's no other way to say it. Muppet Babies. Dude. Kermit on the fucking skateboard.
Bro, I can't tell you how much this hits me.
Baby Fozzie on the
on the horse.
On the horse. Come on,
bro,
man.
When I got Kermit on the skateboard, bro, that might have been the peak of my life. And then you got Gonzo on the fucking tricycle, bro.
He on a big wheel, bro.
Yeah, he's on a big wheel.
Gonzo's on a big wheel. Shout out to Gonzo whipping
on a fucking big wheel.
Drifting on the big wheel. Bro. The Gonzo drift. That might be the biggest dose of nostalgia you will get in a long time. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's talk about the Revenge of Shinobi, released in 1989 on the Sega Genesis.
Man.
What a fucking game right here. Not only the graphics on this game, when this shit dropped in 1989, you're like, yo.
Bro, this is one of the games that made Sega Genesis.
For sure.
It put it like the first couple games were good, but this Revenge of the Shinobi like took it off. It took off after this.
Yeah, because in 89, Nintendo was still dropping classic NES games.
Yeah.
And then this shit drops.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is this?
This new
16 bits, and the graphics are insane. I mean, it's night and day difference. You're playing Ninja Gaiden, and then you're playing the Revenge of Shinobi.
Bro, it was next level.
If we're being honest, this is like an upgrade to that, you know?
And the music, bro.
That's what we really want to talk about.
That's why we're here.
Music. Of course, our guy, Yuzo Koshiro,
man,
once again, this might have been when he really broke onto the scene right here.
For real.
because the Streets of Rage and all that, that was way after this.
This changed his life.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So let's listen to
Isn't he on the front of it?
Who, Yuzo?
I thought I saw him on the front, like they said.
Oh, his name? No, so when the home screen.
He's on the home screen.
When you go to the home screen, it says music by Yuzo Koshiro.
Bro.
That's how serious the music was taken on these games back in the day. Bro. Let's listen to the opening. Listen to this opening and tell me this doesn't do something to you. All right, let's listen. You ready, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's when you turn the game on right there. You know some shit's about to go down. The start screen's about to pop up. Woo!
Bro.
Listen. Ooh.
Wait, fucking do that, bro.
All right. And then this one right here. Level 1 of the Revenge of Shinobi. Level 1, y'all. This song is called The Shinobi by Yuzo Koshiro. Man. Next fucking level right here. Let's go. What?
Already ready, bro.
Dude, he's in the lab. He's always got those keys.
I know it.
He's always got a whistle. What?
Bro.
This shit was... Watch this part. You got the build. Come on, man.
He's building the level.
It's the early 90s for me right here. Whew. This is my apartment. Got the TV for Christmas.
You're in there like this.
Yeah. Now music sounds too clean and clear.
Yeah, this is what did it, though. That sound.
My goodness,
it's almost like the limitations made it something different.
The limitations of the chip almost became like as important to the nostalgia than anything else.
Yeah, it was an upgrade.
You know what I'm saying?
The limitations of the system made it something special.
Right. It's just you can't reproduce that because you never would again. Nope. There'd be no reason for you to do that again.
No.
Let's see. Listen how dark this is. I want to make a track out of this. Listen to this shit. It's called Silence Night. Yeah, it's when Yuzo was experimenting right here.
Yeah, that's cold.
Y'all tell me he wasn't high.
He's on something.
Ooh, it's that whistle.
Listen to that.
I feel like Snoop Dogg is about to come in. Come on, man. That shit is sick. All right.
Yeah, bro.
And then there's the one called the Ninja Step. Check this one out. Ninja Step, y'all. This one does a wild switch up. This sounds like some like late 80s, early 90s pop, like Bobby Brown or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a cool switch up, though. Watch the switch in a second. Catches you off guard a little bit. Right here.
Oh, that goes hard.
Watch.
Nah, bro. You can't do that back then, bro. You can't do that back then, bro. That's illegal.
I don't even know if it's a guitar, but it feels like it. It feels like what he was trying to do.
These sounds, bro.
E.
You can't do it.
One word, y'all. E.
Yeah.
All right.
He should have been arrested.
Oh, what was that?
I mean, I'm sure every track, bro.
That's
Look at that
Dark
graphic.
City.
Look at that graphic. The pic on the song. No, the song.
That's the same as that.
I know, but that's cleaned up.
How you have? My man got soul in him, yo. How you gonna put funk in a ninja game, yo? How you gonna put funk in the ninja game?
Bro, he had Masashi out there killing him.
Why does it sound like fucking Dick Tracy or some shit? Dick Tracy about to pull up in a cab.
I can't believe that he sits there and makes the soundtrack to the real game.
I don't know.
Like this way. Like,
yeah, how does he do? Is he playing the game?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Or is he just like, y'all gonna build your game around my soundtrack?
like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Because you can almost see the game.
I wasn't even expecting to play that one. That one just kind of hopped out at us. I got one more to play. This one's called My Lover. Listen to that shit.
It sounds like some old school.
This shit has a dope switch in it too. I mean, at this point, are we playing a game anymore? Or
It's a movie.
it's a movie?
Yeah.
Watch. Where this goes, I'm telling you, man. This dude was a genius. Straight genius with this fucking video game music. Right here. Feel that?
That's a movie.
How am I feeling something listening to a video game music?
I know it.
How do I feel something right now?
I mean,
Hey,
he took this shit to the next level.
He understood the assignment.
He took shit to the next level.
Yeah.
Like, even Koji Kondo can't fuck with this.
They said, we want some drama in this game.
Yeah.
We want you to feel something when you play it. He said, oh, say less. Bet. He said, bet.
Yeah. Got you.
There it is, y'all.
Man.
The music of The Revenge of Shinobi on the Sega Genesis. Yuzo Koshiro.
Killed it.
You're amazing, man.
Hit us up, please. Somebody get us in touch with this dude.
He's never calling.
Yeah, somebody get us in touch with this dude.
He's never calling. Next up on Who Ran the 80s, none other than the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Bro, icon. He might be the biggest action star ever.
Yeah, let's get right into his contributions to the 80s.
1982, Conan the Barbarian.
Iconic role. People are like, yeah, damn, look at this
Yeah,
dude.
he was never leaving after that.
This dude's special.
He's in movies for the whole rest of the time.
And then from there, my guy started one of the dopest movie franchises of all time.
Fucking Terminator.
1984, y'all.
Man.
When you think about Terminator, to me, it doesn't say 1984.
No, that's a futuristic movie.
I need to go back and watch it, but it feels pretty timeless.
Yeah, it does.
1985, Commando.
That's like in his vein.
That's when he turned into a superhero. At the time, G.I. Joes.
Yeah, he was G.I.
You know, this motherfucker was the real G.I.
Yeah, he
Joe.
was real.
1987, back to our point, Predator.
This motherfucker took on an alien warrior, and you felt like Arnold was gonna win.
Watching this as a 6-year-old,
Oh my God.
he was the baddest man alive.
Ever.
He was gonna save the world. Oh, The Running Man.
That was
1987, the same year,
Yeah.
The Running Man. What a great movie.
Yeah. That's another futuristic movie.
The concept of that movie,
Super deep.
wow. Twins,
I mean,
hilarious.
then he changed it up
He hit us with a comedy in 1988.
with Danny DeVito.
Such a good combo. Danny DeVito's like the leftover accident shit
Yeah,
from
so
the
funny,
experiment.
bro.
To
Yeah.
even compare them two is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, who could be bigger of an action star in the 80s? He really killed it.
All right, that's the show, y'all. Thank you for sticking with us through the pod.
Yeah, man.
Had some great topics, Will.
Good to be back.
That felt really good. And for the sake of us about to run out of time, what we got here?
What does it say?
We got 5 minutes. We're good.
Good.
We got
man.
5
can wrap
minutes
this. We
on.
don't have to rush.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes left on the camera. This was a long one.
Yeah, man. We squeezed as much good shit of nostalgia we could.
I'm real happy with this one, man. The McDonald's toys.
Man, that shit hit me. Like, you know how we hit people with the nostalgia?
Yeah.
We got hit today.
I hit you with it.
Yeah, you
Give
hit
me
me.
my credit.
You
know
hit-
what I'm saying?
you
I
hit
put
me.
together some slides on
You
him
hit me.
that caught him off guard.
That hit me, bro.
Then we talked about Shinobi. We talked about Brother Lynch Hung. What a crazy ass show.
Yeah, we talked about
talk about some wild topics.
Artax and the horse dying in the quicksand.
Here, let me go back through these.
With the
notes
old
real quick.
school cars.
Oh yeah,
We talked about the landlines.
Oh, the telephones.
Man.
Ocarina of Time. You know, we talked about the Mortal Kombat music.
Artax and the
Pete
same.
Rose,
Oh, R.I.P. Pete Rose.
Beavis and
man.
Butt-Head and White Zombie and Winger. Yeah, man. Good fucking show.
We covered a lot.
We did. Our show was wild. Oh, NBA Jam?
Hidden characters. Bill Clinton.
Damn, we had a good show.
Yeah, man.
But listen, y'all. We appreciate the support. Hit us up.
Get a shirt.
You can hit us up at superretropod@gmail.com. Send us an email, or you can go to our website. There's a contact tab on our website. Comes right. Both of those come to the same place.
Yep.
That's superretropod.com. We do have merch there. If you want to support the show, go pick up a shirt. Quit playing. And, you know, follow us on the socials. Hit that YouTube. YouTube's starting to grow. Podcast is starting to grow. Y'all are the reason. Y'all are growing with us. We are forever grateful for y'all.
We're going to be putting a lot more stuff on YouTube here shortly. We're going to be going to a few events and doing some more content.
Yeah, and like I said, y'all, I'm trying to get reoccurring guests or reoccurring emailers or just listeners. We got a few right now. I need some more, y'all.
Yeah.
I need some more emails. I love hearing from
the
y'all.
community is the coolest thing about this whole thing.
Yep. That's the show, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, keep it retro.